Yeah, play the game of raising the significance of others. That's one of the best ways for you to raise your own consciousness and get out of your own way. Because whose movie do we all star in? I've got news for you. You don't all star in mine. Right? No. You star in your own. Why? Because you're the only person that's in every single scene of your movie. So everybody is walking around in their own bubble of self-importance called I'm the star of my movie. Now, when you look at it through that lens, we can start realizing that whenever I want something from somebody, I am asking them to step off their stage as the star of their movie and step onto mine as a supporting cast in my movie as I'm the star. You follow? So everybody is constantly seeking, I say everybody, it's a universal, but the vast majority of people at the average level of consciousness is constantly craving significance. Not so much in an ego way. It can, for the assertive and the extroverts, that can definitely be trying to validate themselves by reminding you every 4 sentences about how good they are, how much money they have, what their job description is, what they've done, who they've spoke to, blah, blah, blah. But for a lot of people, it's more about validation through trying to get recognition, external validation. So if we know that that's kind of where everybody is, it's kind of a begging bowl, if you imagine, running around trying to get somebody to drop some validation coins into your begging bowl. Now, the problem with that, if you are externally validated, let me remind you, when you get externally validated, it feels good. In the same way that when you're hungry and you eat a meal, it feels good. But how long does that last? So, oh, great. I've eaten a meal now. That's me done for the rest of my life. We don't have that. Says he, speaking of meals. Hey, let me just check something. I'm on a fast right now. The last food I ate was Sunday. And right now, 92 hours, 49 minutes and 38 seconds was the last time I ate something. And it was a 90-hour fast. So guess what? I'm going to eat tonight. Anyway, that aside, and I feel great, by the way, don't feel hungry, loads of energy. I have dropped to 82 kilos, which is the lightest I've been since I was a teenager, I think. Yeah. But, and I'm keen to put about 10 kilos of muscle back on now that I'm back in the training side. But that aside, when you eat, you are satiated until a point where you start getting hungry again because the body's processed that food, you've used the energy. If you are the kind of person that needs external validation, when somebody gives you a meal in your little begging bowl of please fill me up, it feels good, but never, ever, ever lasts. So you are constantly reinforcing the fact where you need compliments, you need approval, you need people to notice you, you need people to tell you you've done a good job. Just everybody follow. So external validation at that point is what everybody's looking for. So if we know that in advance, we can now look at people through the lens of understanding that they, as the star of their movie, are constantly trying to feel from other people that they're the star of their movie. So guess what? If you make them feel like the star of their movie, they are going to absolutely have some level of unconscious connection, appreciation, validation of you, which means when you're giving up what you need and you're focused on giving other people what they need, i.e., instead of running around trying to raise your own significance, you play let's raise the significance of others, you get what you gave up by osmosis, which is way more powerful. And that hardly ever runs out. So that's one way to play the game, by letting go of the need for significance because you're too busy focused on feeling good because you're raising other people's. However, if you are trying to raise other people's significance as a horse trade relationship in the hope that that will make you feel better, not going to work. Everybody see the difference? We call that the martyr pattern. My mother suffered from that, always trying to please everybody, always trying to help everybody. That is not a genuine or authentic way of wanting to make somebody feel the star of your movie. That is you turning around to the universe saying, I am terrified of rejection, I don't feel good enough, and I've heard this strategy about if I please everybody else, then maybe I'll feel good enough. that's trying to game the system from the wrong end of the telescope. So if you are a people pleaser, it's not that you're a people pleaser, you're essentially a rejection avoider. And you think by pleasing other people, you won't get rejected. So rather than, and by the way, you're never going to run out of people to please. Have you noticed that? That's a never-ending game. Right? There's always going to be some people very happy for you to please them. In fact, most victims love that. That's why they're victims, because they have people pleasers running around trying to take care of them. Right? Doesn't do either person any good. Right? So if you are trying to make other people feel good, but you're doing it from empty, hoping to get some reciprocating love points, you're going to chase your tail. You have to give from your overflow. Again, let's go back. Number one law of relationships. Nobody can ever love you more than you love yourself. If you want to refine that, you can never feel somebody's love, because your parents or friends may love you more than you love yourself, but you'll never feel that. You'll only feel it to the extent that you love yourself. And if that ain't a lot, you're not going to feel their love, and they're wasting their time. So, being able to understand, why do I want to please people? Why do I feel bad when I try to make somebody else shine the spotlight on their stage? What's going on? That's a worthy interrogation. What are you trying to get from pleasing others? Again, vast majority of the time, I'll save you the trouble. Fear of rejection, avoiding that. Trying to get external validation, approval, because you never got it from the people you most wanted it from growing up. One of the most common patterns. How does that sit?